Now, I'm going to show you expansion technique number 6. It has a few different names. Lawrence, she was the one who first defined the 7 expansion technique, called it couching or scaffolding. Other people have labeled it nesting. All of those words give the concept of a support structure. So a good sign for that looks like this. This technique is a little bit hard to explain, but it's really important. Hearing people often use the phrase, to make a long story short. But how many times have you seen a deaf person use that phrase? Probably not a lot. This technique is necessary because deaf culture is high context. Deaf people want background information. They want a full explanation and to understand clearly. They don't want you to explain a little, they want you to explain a lot. Because sometimes deaf don't have the same experience, knowledge, and schema, and they need more information. So I'm going to try and help you experience that a little yourself. Look at this picture. I'm going to blow it up so you can see it bigger. What is that? Is this some sort of sea animal, snake skin, a brain? It's cereal, cornflakes. When you get really close to it, you have no context and no perspective on it. But when you back up a little and you see it normal sized and in a bowl, then it's clear and you understand what it is. That's couching and nesting. So the definition is to define an object or phenomenon by description, analogy, or function, and not only with a label. Recently, this phrase has been around a lot: social distancing. I can sign the words social and distance, but does that provide the full meaning of what that phrase means? Does that tell you what to do? No, it does not. So here's how I can couch that phrase. People shouldn't stand right next to each other. They should separate so that there's 6 feet in between them. And then that's right. Now, from here on, I can sign this classifier or use the sign avoid, and my meaning is clear. Here's another definition. It's an introductory setup is needed to ensure the listener has a shared schema or frame to understand the following discourse. Another definition is a series of signs that adds background or contextual information to a concept to make it clear. Couching and nesting can use some other expansion techniques within it, including 3D space, explained by example, or contrasting. It can be used in all sorts of different ways. For instance, take the word coral and the word corral. Those 2 words, the spelling is almost identical, but the meaning is completely different. Coral is under the ocean and it's animals and plants, and here's what they look like with fins and shapes and all sorts of colors. Meanwhile, a corral is a fence to keep horses and cows together in a contained area. It's also good for complex concepts like endangered species. So those are plants or animals that are dying off and soon might go away altogether. Let me give you a warning though. You can use this too much. If you expand everything, then you'll fall behind and you're going to run out of time. So you need to watch your client and get their feedback.